Hello everyone, my name is Caitlin Wheeler and my presentation is on General Zia's push to Islamize Pakistan. General Zia's full name is Muhammad Zia al-Haq. He was born in India in 1924. As we know, this was before the partition of India and before the creation of Pakistan. He was a Sunni Muslim and a very religious man. He believed that Islam would pull his country together. So when the Soviet Union had invaded Afghanistan, a Muslim country, he believed that only by working on common ground with others of the Islam religion could they conquer the enemy. His rise to power began in World War II when he fought with the British armed forces. In 1975, President Bhutto made Zia a general. Bhutto had underestimated Zia and thought he was just a simple religious man who would not threaten his power. Unfortunately, Bhutto was incorrect. In 1977, General Zia took power from Bhutto in a coup that was ironically called Operation Fair Play. The government was at a standstill during this time, when troubles arose during elections, and General Zia simply took advantage of it. In 1977, he became Chief Martial Law Administrator. Martial law is the process in which a high-ranking military official will take control over civil government responsibilities. This was lifted in 1985. General Zia had promised the people that there would be an election, so in order for his government to be legitimate, he had to keep true to his word. He was elected as Pakistan's sixth president in 1977. On the top left, this is General Zia with Ronald Reagan, who supported General Zia's tactics and military regime. The Islamization of Pakistan was due to politics being run on Islamic principles and laws. Hussein Haqqani, who was a Pakistani expert and political activist, said in his novel, Pakistan, Between Mosque and Military, that undoubtedly Zia went farthest in defining Pakistan as an Islamic state, and he nurtured the jihadist ideologues that now threaten to destabilize much of the Islamic world. It was also said that General Zia found an irreconcilable contradiction between democracy and Islam and went on to assert that if in the pursuit of Islamization, democratic values had to be abandoned, the people of Pakistan had a duty to offer this sacrifice. So General Zia valued Islamization over democratic government. The rulings that General Zia was responsible for are creating separate courts for cases involving Islam, for removing books from non-Islamic sources in schools, and prayer areas in schools and offices. The Hudud ordinances were an attempt to enforce Sharia law in order to conform society with Islam. Things such as adultery, fornication, and blasphemy were now punishable by things such as whipping, amputations, and stoning to death. General Zia also appointed Islamic political activists to government positions. An example of this is Jamaat-e-Islami, whose goal was to make Pakistan the Islamic state that follows Sharia law. And the purpose of this was to continue the Islamization when General Zia passed away. The Afghan Mujahideen were also created to fight against the Soviet Union in Afghanistan, which was a Muslim country. The economy was also Islamized. There was a zakat created, which was a 2.5% tax based on the idea of charity in Islam. It's normally a voluntary donation, but it became a requirement under General Zia's rule. Loans, the interest on loans was removed from banking. And in 1980, thousands of interest-free banks were created, making Pakistan the first Muslim country with Islamic banking. The legacy that General Zia left behind when he died in 1988 in a suspicious airplane crash was one of religious intolerance and Sharia law. The Sharia law is still in place today, and it's very abusive, especially towards women, whose testimony in rape cases can be seen as less of a man's, and they can be jailed if they are not given enough proof of their innocence. General Zia had disrupted the political process by suppressing political opinions that were different from his own. And due to this, it still affects Pakistan today. I wanted to give a new perspective on General Zia's Islamization. TheStar.com gives some possible reasons for his push for Islamization, such as the partition of India and the wars with India following the partition. These were very violent and traumatic, and the continual struggle over Kashmir today has also been very traumatic. So the lack of stability during all of this possibly has led to a struggle for control, and religious intolerance possibly had an effect on those living in Pakistan during this time. And so I'm not excusing his actions, but these are possible reasons for General Zia's Islamization of Pakistan. Thank you for watching.